There have to be some monsters in the abyss.
I agree.
There has to be Demogorgon, bat, dog, like something. It's crazy if there's nothing.
The Duffer Brothers said that the next live-action spin-off show for Stranger Things will have new characters and a new location, but it's actually pretty possible that we could see some of the main characters from the original show again, especially when it was likely teased through Hopper. Now, one thing they've confirmed we will see is that mysterious stone that we saw the young Henry hold to see the Mind Flayer. Now, since he appeared in episode 8, people were disappointed at the Mind Flayer's supposed final form, not because it wasn't cool, but frankly, he was a lot scarier in the earlier seasons, and of course a lot of that disappointment came from how quickly they beat him. But through this we find out more about how Henry became so evil. Of course you could argue he always had in him something that Will and Billy didn't have, to not resist it like they did. But ever since he picked up this stone, it gave him these powers and brainwashed him to find and serve the Mind Flayer. We even hear the voice of the Mind Flayer. But the next new show won't even have the Mind Flayer in it, it's just about this stone. It's the only correlating thing from the original show right now that they will at least talk about. And we will find out about a whole new mythology, so not the Upside Down and not the Mind Flayer, but we will have a better idea of who this man was, why he was running and why he had it in his briefcase. He was in a rush. He wanted to get away. He obviously didn't want anyone getting it because, like he says,
it will consume.
Now, in the original show, the writers of course worked around Dungeons and Dragons, so using that, this resembles the Living Gate, which is a small crystalline rock that is a portal to a place called the Far Realm, the home of insanity, and exists outside of time and gravity. It's the origin point of the Mind Flayers. So of course that is almost undeniably what this represents and what this is trying to build in this show's universe. It's like the Tesseract in Marvel or the CRM in The Walking Dead. This connects all the shows because it can connect to different dimensions seen in them. It makes people who go there insane. Creatures from here will take on an identifiable appearance for mortals. This literally happened to Henry. Paylor and Iyun, along with Tharisdan, peered through the gate and witnessed the horrors. They agreed to leave it be, but Tharisdan opened it, releasing the seed of evil into the multiverse. This created the Abyss, so he was imprisoned by the other gods in a secret unknown location. Paylor and Iyun sealed the barrier once more by destroying the Living Gate, but its fragments still exist and can be used to access the Far Realm and others if attuned. So other dimensions will certainly be explored in the next live-action spin-off. It would be interesting if there's multiple stones being needed to actually access other places, and that's the story in all the shows. Tharisdan, also known as the Chained God, and the Elder Elemental Eye, was a long-forgotten interloper god who sought to destroy all that is. During the Dawn War, he created the Abyss. Being imprisoned in the Abyss made him insane, which left him unable to communicate in a meaningful manner, even when he appeared to his followers in a shrieking babbling that was impossible for mortals to comprehend. While his true commands were unknown, his cults taught that his power must be channeled to help him break free of his bonds, and that his lost relics and shrines were to be found, and that they should pursue the end of the world in anticipation of their mad god's return. The Mind Flayer is extremely likely to be the Tharisdan of Stranger Things, and mortals can't hear him, so that explains why Will was there. He made contact, he didn't hear anything, but Henry did. A kid who had been shot in the hand and stared into the stone before he absorbed it. Could this mean that no matter what happens to Henry, he's immortal, or could be in the future? We can't ignore that he survived what no other human would. The heights, the lightning, the burns, it disfigured him. He was then Molotoved and shotgunned at the end of season 4. And he only came back stronger. Who's to say he doesn't appear again in another show, even more powerful, still serving the Mind Flayer? And if Henry managed to look like this and survive what he did, he can just find another physical form. It kind of makes sense that he would just be a product and a quickly beat bad guy in their story. This closed the kids' stories as they left childhood. But there's a lot more that he's at least capable of doing, and just by going on what the show told us, Hopper could really be there.
I had a call from my buddy in the New York days. Montauk's looking for a new chief of police. Kids would be closer.
So with him saying that, we could see Montauk for the spin-off, and probably early 90s or 2000s. It's actually what Stranger Things was based on. Of course, it was based on the CIA's Project MKUltra, which involved mind control experiments and incorporates elements of the urban legend known as the Montauk Project. And of course, there's also stuff about a Montauk monster, which was a real thing that was found, which inspired the likes of the Demogorgon 2. So it could be more nodding to the real-life one that it was based on, or it was actually teasing Hopper in a spin-off with this whole new place. We could see him dealing with his grief. As much as I thought episode 8 was alright as an episode, but mid as a finale, one of the things I thought was really good was what Arbor said about grief. When you look at how his daughter's death affected him, you would think that he would have been a lot more devastated that this girl, who was his second chance at having a daughter, went like that. But with what he said and what Eleven herself said to him, it shows the path he took, and I think it would still be really good to see him deal with it. I mean, you could theorise that he knows or thinks she's not dead, and possibly even that he told Mike here, but as far as we know right now, Mike remembering the kryptonite was there when he stared at the speakers. That was him coming up with a story. In a show with Hopper, I don't think they would show too much of the kids because it was all about ending their story, but I think we could definitely see him again, and I think he's one of few that I would want to see again, to be honest, after that. I know they did the passing of the torch thing with the other kids and Holly's friends, but I don't think that was like a literal new show being teased. That was just a profound, I think, quite good ending. Derek would be good to see again, and this kid I think would be good too. But this girl was horrible. I don't know why she was still knocking about there. She was one of the worst ones there. She wasn't like some good-hearted, pure kid like they were in season 1. She sat there trying to choke her. Horrible, horrible kids. I did watch the documentary and it was good. I think it was impressive that, you know, how they built the sets and stuff, but I don't know if they did themselves any favours with some of it. Demogorgon fatigue.
Yeah, I guess like I maybe wonder about demo fatigue.
I would choose what makes sense than predicting people will be tired of Demogorgons.
Dog, like something. It's crazy if there's nothing there, I think.
People have suggested that one of these tabs is ChatGPT, which one could think they even used when writing season 5. Now, AI is a tool, it can be used for good, but a lot for bad, like a hammer. But either way you look at it, I think in the instance of using it to assist in writing, sorry, but I think it's all bad, because AI is reusing stuff and looking at past examples to concoct an answer and a solution. It's using other people's things, so it's never good for that. But what do you think? What do you think the next spin-off show will be about? Do you think Hopper and others can appear again? And have you watched the documentary yet? Or what do you think? Let me know what you think down below. And if you enjoyed this, go and check out my The Walking Dead Iceberg for 2026. The longest video on the channel, and it gets dark. I love that video. Go and enjoy that. Press the like button on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell set to all so you never miss a video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.